There are two young fish swimming along, and suddenly they meet an older fish swimming the other direction. He nods at them and asks, "Morning, boys. How's the water?" The two young fish swim along, and after a while, one looks at the other and asks, "What the hell's water?" The point of this story is that we view the world through a very narrow lens, and it's easy to get so zoomed in on our immediate surroundings that we forget about the biggest, most essential things and people that are hidden all around us. We interviewed the people at SAP in Palo Alto, and they reported on average they interact with about 4 people or fewer a day. This is a company with over 50,000 employees. It's a problem of awareness. So how can we, as designers, help them become more aware of the vast ocean of resources and people that they have outside their desk area? How can we create a catalyst that's salient enough in their daily routine that reminds them, this is why? A lot of products have tried to bridge this gap between remote locations, but none have succeeded in creating an effective video communication tool that's both time efficient and socially painless. That's why SAP came to us in the first place. They wanted to make remote collaboration less of an event and utilize their global task force. Our initial need finding and reviewing confirmed this. Setup time, coordinating, synchronizing, these are huge deterrents to starting a video call. But the experience itself is also a big problem. Right now they've got 2 options. The stifling formality of a huge Cisco telepresence meeting, or the awkward spatial constraints of a little webcam video chat. There must be something in between. So we asked ourselves, what is it about talking to the guys one desk over that's so much more appealing than talking to anyone in a video chat? How can we make this a more engaging and comfortable social experience? So we did a deep dive to try to understand the different kinds of behaviors and interactions that occur on really productive, healthy local teams. And what we found is that group interactions are a lot like fish. You can break them down into scales. The biggest scale being face-to-face, long conversations. In the middle, quick questions, poke your head in their door to say hello. The smallest scale, a glance across the room, hallway collision. There's a lot of social communication software out there, but it's all very blatant and direct. What's the smallest interaction you can have online? Being CC'd in an email, getting poked on Facebook, Snapchat. None of them are mutually spontaneous. And that's when we realized that's the key. That's what's missing in remote collaboration. Serendipity. Because these transient exchanges are often a catalyst for collaborative breakthroughs. It's why the water cooler is so much more inspiring than sitting alone at your desk. This interaction gap at the low end of the scale is what inspires us to make our product, the water wall. It allows remote teams to have simple, transient communications during idle moments. It's a catalyst for new intersections between different departments, different locations, different countries. It breaks down those walls and reminds you, this is water.
Today's gonna be the day, but they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. 'Cause I believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. But I believe that nobody feels the way I do about you now. You're my wonder why. You're my wonder why. You're my
and video in real time. As you can see, the hardware is pretty uncomplicated. There is short for projectors, an HD camera, and a speaker system. In the background, there is a processor running computer vision libraries which read each image, process them, and transfer them frame by frame on the remote side. This system is placed in a place in the office which has high footfall. And as you can see, an interesting thing is that all these components are integrated. Compare that to $200 per month, which is like really hard to get for any company. So I'll turn it over to Peter to see what these magical features are which makes this remote collaboration experience is amazing.
Now that you've become better acquainted with our product, I'd just like to take you through some of the more specific features that are incorporated. The first thing that the team have felt it was necessary to do was to break down the ice between the two locations. It's very likely that two people in two different locations have not previously interacted before, and as such might feel a bit awkward engaging in a conversation straight away. Our solution to this was to create a common ground between them in the form of word bubbles. The fish in the fish tank periodically release bubbles related to words related to projects currently ongoing in SAP. Project managers choose the words based on a high priority and a high work level to do with the projects. They're very easily accessible and easy to read, and it initiates conversation between the two people in remote locations. This then feeds into our next feature, which we like to call the catalyst for collaboration. Gesture recognition software has been included in the system such that a simple gesture can bring up further menus. Each fish is related to one specific word. In this case, the fish is related to a project called HANA that has been developed at SAP. With a simple gesture, a further menu can be brought up, displaying the list of experts that are with specific skill sets in HANA in each SAP global location. With another gesture, further information can be brought up on an individual if a person is having a problem with a project. The information includes their name, their contact details, their ID badge, and their skill sets, and this information can be emailed to the user so collaboration can ensue. Delving further into the gesture recognition, it provides a hardware-free way to interact with the water wall. With simple gestures, different menus can be brought up, such as a swipe of a hand can bring up the list of employees, a simple click of the fingers can bring up an individual's information, and then if you wish to go back to the fish tank aesthetic, it's a simple clasp of the hands. This provides an intuitive way to use it and removes the clutter of hardware associated with other systems. Further to this, presence detection has been included in the software also. This is done using facial detection software such that when a person approaches the system detects their presence and the fish swim towards their face. This makes the system more inviting to use and makes them feel as if the system is reacting to their presence. The last thing considered by us is that the water wall should be aesthetically pleasing to invite people back to this area on a more regular basis. The team did this in a variety of ways. The fish tank overlay takes up the bottom portion of the screen with a simple colourful coral background. Then rippling water graphics encompasses the top part of the screen, which partially obscures the view just in case anyone has any privacy concerns. In the bottom right hand corner, we took lessons from Skype and included the local feed so that the user will have a greater control over their representation on the other side. Also, we've included the wide-angle camera so that the view encompasses a greater range in the office and therefore will increase the number of serendipitous interactions occurring at the system. Finally, people may feel that they want to have a more face-to-face conversation and a more natural conversation. As such, we've included transparency adjustment. The users can adjust the transparency to remove the fish tank and therefore have a more natural face-to-face conversation if they wish to talk about more serious business. And I'm going to hand you over to Eimear, who's going to talk you through the concluding remarks.
Thanks, Peter. So all of these features combine to create a solution that enables colleagues to have serendipitous interactions remotely. Essentially, it breaks down the walls between two remote locations. These serendipitous interactions, they happen every day in workplaces around the world, and they spark ideas and innovation and better products. But there's no solution out there that currently caters for these type of interactions, so that's what the water wall brings to the current market. Also, the water wall it's a catalyst for collaboration. So it puts users in touch with global colleagues who are working on similar projects to them. Also, the aesthetically pleasing nature of the fish tank overlay and the interactive gesture interface means that using the water wall is an enjoyable experience. Just look at how much fun these guys are having at the water wall. So we have created a product that enables users to have casual interactions remotely, and this means that global companies can maximise the potential of their workforce. So this unique, innovative product is brought to you by the design team from 2 universities separated by 8 hours on either side of the Atlantic. It's a very male-dominated design team, so from left to right we have ME310, Ray, Mark, Cougar, Peter, my name is Eimear, and this is Karan. And as a team, we collectively like to thank the coaches from our respective universities who have given us so much help throughout this project, and our SAP liaisons. In particular, I'd like to thank Tony O'Donnell for making the very long trip from the App House in Dublin to be here with us today. We really appreciate you coming. And we would like to welcome you all to come to our booth at 2 PM later to experience the magic of the water wall for yourselves. And if you have any questions, these guys will be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.